Alien students were shocked by human pain tolerance when a human called an injury just a scratch. The intergalactic exchange program was supposed to promote peace, understanding, and camaraderie among the species of the galaxy. It paired students from different planets to study and live together. It was a groundbreaking initiative, but no one anticipated just how startling the differences would be between humans and the rest of the galaxy. One such group of exchange students consisted of 3 aliens: Zalvex from the water-rich world of Iltran, whose jelly-like body could heal minor wounds instantly; Quor, a reptilian Suntar native, who was encased in natural armor that deflected most injuries; and Lixit, a feathered avian from Cherives, where pain was seen as a near-death experience. Then there was Daniel, the human from Earth. On their 3rd week at the Intergalactic Academy, the group was assigned to work on an extreme environments exploration project. Their task involved trekking through a simulated environment filled with hazards, sharp rocks, simulated acid pools, and heat bursts. "Careful where you step," Zalvex said, wobbling across the rocky terrain. "These edges could easily pierce organic skin." "Not me," Daniel said with a grin. "This is nothing compared to Earth's wilderness." Minutes later, a heat burst triggered unexpectedly, startling the group. In the chaos, Daniel slipped on loose gravel, landing hard against a jagged rock. A deep gash tore through his sleeve, and blood began seeping out. The aliens froze, their minds racing in panic. Blood was universally understood as a sign of extreme injury. "Daniel, you're leaking vital fluids," Quor hissed, his scales bristling with alarm. "We must call for medical assistance immediately." But Daniel waved them off, inspecting the wound. "Relax, guys. It's just a scratch." "Scratch?" Lixit's feathers puffed up, her voice rising to a shrill pitch. "That's exsanguination. Do you even feel pain?" Daniel chuckled, pulling a strip of fabric from his backpack and wrapping it around his arm. "Of course I feel pain. This just isn't that bad." The alien stared in horror as he tightened the makeshift bandage, grimacing slightly but otherwise appearing unfazed. "That's not bad." Zalvex's gelatinous form quivered with disbelief. "If I sustained even a fraction of that injury, I'd dissolve." "Humans are built tough," Daniel said, shrugging. "We have this thing called adrenaline. Helps us keep going even when we're hurt." Quor tilted his head, his protective instincts clashing with his scientific curiosity. "Your species tolerates pain for survival." "Pretty much." "Ever heard of childbirth?" Daniel offered, grinning. "Way worse than this." "Or stepping on a Lego." "Don't get me started." The group exchanged baffled glances, unsure whether Daniel was joking or if humans were genuinely the galaxy's most indestructible species. Their concern deepened as Daniel, still bleeding slightly, continued leading the way. He hopped over hazards and navigated obstacles with the same energy as before, as though the injury was an afterthought. By the time they returned to the academy, Daniel's bandage had turned crimson, but his demeanor hadn't wavered. In the debriefing, their instructor, a towering insectoid named Professor Churix, asked about the group's experience. "Remarkable," Zalvex said, their voice tinged with awe. "We learned that humans are impossible." Quor nodded solemnly. "They endure pain as if it were an inconvenience, not a sign of mortal peril." "It's terrifying," Lixit added, her feathers still fluffed from the ordeal, "and they call grievous injuries scratches. Their resilience defies all logic." Daniel just grinned, holding up his still bandaged arm. "Hey, it's all part of being human." From that day forward, the alien students regarded Daniel with a mix of admiration and trepidation. To them, he wasn't just their classmate. He was a walking testament to humanity's baffling and extraordinary toughness. And whenever they heard the phrase, "just a scratch" again, they'd remember their human friend and shudder.